All right, what's up everyone? Trevor here, Tag Performance and Nutrition, and today I'm on a mission to find and show you guys some of my favorite training tools that in my garage, in my lab here, my immaculate space. No, it's my dirty, grungy garage that we get work done. We sweat, we work hard, we train hard, and we have a lot of fun here. But I'm going to show you some of my favorite tools, training tools that aren't necessarily the fancy equipment. It's not the squat rack, it's not the dumbbells, it's not the weight plates, it's not the jump mat or the timing gates. It's just some simple, cheap, effective equipment that you might just have sitting at home that you could use to train yourself, train your kids. And it doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be anything expensive. Most of the stuff is cheap, some of it is free, some of it's not in the garage, like the first thing I'm going to talk about, and that is just go to a hill. Go find a hill, sprint up the hill, jump up that hill, roll down the hill, run down the hill, whatever you can. Use that hill. It doesn't have to be like a super steep hill. You can find different graded hills, some that aren't as steep as others. Again, you're going to be focused more on speed if it's a less slope hill. But again, it's one of the best ways if you don't have a sled, if you don't have chains, if you don't have a 1080, because most people don't have, can drop thousands and thousands of dollars on one piece of training equipment, which would be nice to have that stuff. If you don't have that stuff, you can't do the resisted sprinting, go find a hill, run, sprint up it, rest, repeat. One of the greatest ways, again, you can jump up it, you can roll down it, you can sprint down it too to work on overspeed sprinting. So a hill is one of the best training tools you can have, and it's free. All you gotta do is go to the park, go down the street, find a hill. But another free one is going to a park, find a playground. You got monkey bars, you got slides, you got things you can climb, things you can jump off, things you can jump over, do push-ups, pull-ups, skin the cats on the pull-up bar, do the monkey bars. All the stuff that you don't realize that you haven't done since you were a kid. And yes, you can do it as an adult. It's fine. Maybe you don't want to do that when there's a million kids there, but go do it. Get your kids to the park, get them on the playground. Find the ones with the craziest equipment. Pretend you're like a ninja warrior, those types of things. Go play games with your kids on the playground. Another great way to train. So those are two simple, free ways to exercise, to train, that you don't need anything of your own. You just have to make some effort to walk down the street or drive to the park or wherever it is. So those are two things that I don't have necessarily in my garage, but those are two free training tools, pieces of equipment, multiple pieces of equipment if you're at a park, playground, that you can use. Another simple one is just get a ball, any sort of ball, whether it's a med ball, whether it's a kickball, a spike ball, a tennis ball. Use the ball to play games, challenge yourself, speed, toss it up, go grab it on as few balls as possible. And with all these things, you're only limited by your imagination. So you can go get a ball at Target or Walmart or heck, you can probably go find one at Goodwill for even cheaper. And you probably just have balls laying around your garage, especially if you haven't had kids. So a simple tool, speed, you can throw them, you can kick them, you can play games. So it's great for all different types of things. Again, your imagination is limited, and it's good to practice throwing with each hand. Throw different types of balls, different weighted balls. Kick, bounce, carry. If you got heavier med balls, you can carry them. Work on strength as well. So again, you are only limited by what's in here. If you need ideas, look up my page on YouTube, watch my social media, go check out other coaches who use all these different tools. That's where I got a lot of this stuff from. So balls are a great tool. Another super cheap one is a balloon, or balloons. Get them for what? A couple dollars. This one's got something in it. A couple dollars at Target. Get a pack of balloons, blow them up. Hand-eye coordination. Keep you uppy. One of the best games. Kids love that. You can do it by yourself. Just hit it back and forth. Hit it up. If you got it up the ceiling, you can sprint with it too. So hit it up, change the direction, don't let it hit the ground. Just again, use your imagination. A balloon, multiple balloons, work on that hand-eye coordination. It is a great tool for especially your speed agility work, hand-eye coordination. Keeping it up, again, hit it up, boom. You can do relays if you have a group. I do it a lot with the volleyball girls I train. Get them in a line, boom, one hits it up, sprints on the line, next one hits it up, boom, boom, boom. Try to keep it up. as many as they can. So again, what's in here? That's all you're limited by. So go get yourself some balloons. I don't know what's in here. It's kind of weird. Another simple training tool that I love to use for acceleration, sprinting, is a frisbee. Again, of course, you can play frisbee golf, but ultimate frisbee, great warm-up game if you have enough people. But again, you can play it with yourself too. You start, you throw it, and you go try and catch it before it hits the ground. You just got to make sure you're decent at throwing. Take some practice. That's a skill in itself, throwing a frisbee. So frisbee, again, this is, I don't know, $5. If you can probably up it and get a more expensive, fancier one, but you don't need anything fancy for like me. Just get what you have and work with it. So frisbee, another great training tool. Let's see what we got here. Sidewalk chalk. I think I got this. I think this was like $3, $5 for 48 pieces of chalk. Again, what can you do with chalk? You can make hopscotch. You can do designs on the concrete to have kids jump from or to sprint to. Again, it doesn't have to be like a dumbbell or a barbell or a squat rack to be a training tool. Use your imagination. That's what it's all about. So sidewalk chalk, draw designs, create games, create competitions, put things on the ground, floor is lava, whatever it is. You only hit those spots and make a design on, make a hopscotch. Hopscotch is a great game. Foursquare. Again, all these things are training tools if you use them. Exercise does not have to be just strength with lifting weights or just conditioning with running endless amounts of miles. No, that stuff is great, but again, make training a little fun. Have fun with it, and start thinking outside the box with your training tools. Next we'll go the PVC pipe. You can fight with them, you can stab people with them, but probably don't want to do that stuff. But we use them a lot for mobility. If you ever see my videos, I can link them in here. The stick mobility drill, so you have a partner and you kind of trace them, kind of like Operation. If you ever play a game where you can't touch the sides, so think of yourself, the person down like on a bear or in a crab or just rotating around on the ground, crawling around. You can't have the stick touch you, so you're avoiding. You can even do it standing and squatting, dipping, ducking, diving underneath. So it's a great way to do that. Again, also you can do it for just regular mobility, spine mobility. Use it for bending or twisting or turning or whatever, or shoulders. It's, again, your imagination. Drop catches. You can do it, curls, benching. Again, you can use it for all this different stuff. But most of us are just too stuck in our mindset that we have to use a barbell, we have to use dumbbells, we have to use kettlebells. No. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I use those. That's the basis of strength training, yes. But use this other stuff. Use your imagination. So what else do we have here? How about a pool noodle? It is not just for playing in the pool. This is a half one, we got full ones. These ones got ripped because tug of war happens when you have kids fighting over noodles. We use them a lot for races. So one person is the cat, one person the mouse. The cat will chase the mouse with a pool noodle, try and hit him. Or you could do tag. Today I had cones with the boundaries, a little square. One person had to get from one side to the other without being tagged, so it's more agility based, reacting, cutting, juking, jiving. So again, that's actual agility training, not, oh, run to this cone, run to that cone, run to this cone. No, because you're actually reacting. So pool noodles, have pool noodles. Again, we use them a lot to jump over, get the big ones. I'll run down the line, have all the kids in the line, they'll jump over one after another, repeat, or we'll do, change it up, under, over, limbo it, so that sometimes they're the duck, sometimes they have to jump over, depending on how high the noodle is. So it gives them, they have to be quick thinking, quick acting, quick reacting on that. So get yourself some pool noodles. Simple, fun for the pool, fun outside of the pool. What else do we have here? Balls, just like any sort of hurdle. It doesn't even need to be a hurdle. Just something, it could be the small one, it could be like the taller yellow ones I have. It could just be a mat that you're jumping over. Just something to jump over or something to jump off of. Whether that's a bench, a step, a box, the tailgate of a truck. Something to jump on or jump off of. Because again, it gives them a target. If you're jumping on, it gives you something to jump up and over. Hurdle, you're trying to jump up and over, see how high you can go. If you're jumping off, it gives you something just to drop. Again, you see kids doing it all the time in the playground, but then people will get scared. Oh, you're going to get hurt if you fall off that couch or whatever. No, jump off that couch, jump off that bench. That's how we learn. And jumping is to dropping, it's taking on that impact. So hurdles, if you get tall enough hurdles again too, you can use them to duck under, work on some mobility, getting low, squatting low without them actually realizing they're squatting, to make it a challenge, make it an obstacle course. So again, all these different things, all these different tools. I got my list here. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, if you really want to gamify it, get some buckets. These are just whatever, paint buckets or whatever, water buckets from Menards. So we'll do them for game, bucket ball. We'll play bucket ball. We'll play speed ball. You can use it for, if you got a small med ball, you can use it for a golf hole, med ball golf. You can use tires too. I got the big tire, I got the little tire. Tires are a great tool if you can get tires. Again, the big tires might be expensive. I got it for free. My brother-in-law got it for me, so you could probably find one of those. But tires, buckets, just using all this different stuff that, again, my whole point is to help you be creative. Use the buckets for more games. You can jump on and jump off of them too. You can shove your little brother in them, whatever you want to do. But the buckets play games for like shooting or running and dropping a ball in it, scoring, instead of just getting like a touchdown. Football, you run and drop the ball in it. So it's just another challenge where it's not just crossing a line or something like that. You got to be accurate and precise and get the ball in there without being tagged or whatever the game is. It's up to you. You can come up with the rules, but a bucket is another solid training tool. Let's see, what else do we have in here that is not, flags. So just like flag football, get a set of flags. Again, if you got a group, great for team training, tag, you can play ultimate frisbee, you can play flag football, you can play capture the flag, you can play just agility, great agility games. If one person gets from one side to the other, like I mentioned with the pool noodles before, got to get from one side to the other without your flag getting pulled, or just different tag games. So flags are fairly cheap, fairly accessible. You can get them off Amazon or whatnot. Hula hoops, yes. You can use hula hoops for hula hooping, great to build your Shakira-like hips. I'm not that level yet, but again, we also use them for jumping in, jumping over. That's actually pretty bad. But so hula hoops, again, I got my big crash pad, so I'll have them jump through. See if they can get it without touching. That's kind of their game. They like to challenge themselves. But the only problem with that is the hula hoops end up looking like a football when they land on them. So I've went through quite a few hula hoops in the last year. I think I've had 4 or 5. We just started doing this probably in the winter. But it's fun. It's probably the kids' favorite thing is jumping, diving through the hula hoop onto the crash pad. But again, you can put them on, a bunch of them on the ground and have them jump from one to another. I've also did it where in obstacles course you have them set it up on something, so they gotta jump down through it and duck under, or crawl up through it and jump over it. So again, just different ways to train and to make training fun. It doesn't just have to be for kids. Yes, I do a lot of this with the youth athletes, but you'll see my stuff, I do a lot of it too, because training gets boring if you're just lifting all the time, if that's all you're doing. So other than that, any type of game, we got badminton in here. We'll do mats. These mats are great for just safety. I mean, because a lot of people even fear like rolling on, obviously you don't want to really probably do somersaults on concrete, or even grass can be tough. So it kind of breaks that fear. Gives a little barrier that, they're going to be all right if you're doing somersaults, cartwheels, things like that. So mats are fun. Other games, spike ball, a rope, like a battle rope. I don't use it for battle rope because I think the battle rope's kind of boring, honestly. We'll use it for tug of war. We'll use it, hang it for climbing. So those are great. Rings, a lot of people don't use rings. Gymnast rings are one of the best. My little nephew loves these. He just comes and swings on them all the time. That's great for building shoulder strength, you're building grip strength, you're building awareness, coordination just by swinging. And they they end up launching themselves up, jumping and and landing. So again, more impact. So you got cones. You can use cones for different things. Again, I'm not big on the cones, just making directions like the zigzag drills, like you see, like stupid like football drills. Because I don't think that stuff works that great. Yeah, I use it more for markers and boundaries and things that go around. So, but not necessarily. Oh, you have to run with this cone. No, it's more sort of the out of bounds. So, but there's again, they all have their uses. That's just some of the more oddball stuff, the unfancy equipment. We'll end with maybe one more. It's a sledgehammer. Sledgehammer again, use the tires, hit the tires, just swing it, wrist rotations, shoulder rotations. Again, just a different way. Again, if you have a parent, a grandpa, yourself, you have a toolbox, you might probably have a sledgehammer just laying around, or you can go get one from Menards or Home Depot rather than overpaying for some mace or something like that. One of these training companies is gonna overprice you on a hunk of metal when you can go get a sledgehammer. Then it has another use too if you ever did a sledgehammer or anything. So I'm trying to think any other things. I mean, honestly, if you find anything, you can find, if you have an imagination, you can come up with a training for anything. I have a ladder. I jump off the ladder for depth drops. So, I mean, whatever you have, you can use it. It's, again, the whole point of this is really, yes, there's a lot of cheap, free, unfancy, uncommon, not necessarily the typical strength and conditioning equipment that you can use for strength and conditioning and speed. And strength and conditioning, I don't even think that's a great name, because if you're really about it, you want to do so much more than just strength and just conditioning. But I'm going to break that down into a whole another video. So, but again, just the non-typical training equipment that I like to use here at Tag Performance and Nutrition. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you need anything else, if you have any more ideas on, or need some ideas on what to use all this equipment for, because obviously I'm not showing it here. I have plenty of videos out there, but if you want some of the videos, let me know. I'll give you some ideas, more ideas on specific, and show you examples of some of the stuff, whether we use balls or cones or frisbees or PVC pipe or whatever it is for. But just to show you that training does not just have to be with your weights or your cardio. Yes, you can use those. Again, you should use that stuff, but use this other stuff too. Get creative. Use your imagination to make training more fun, because if it's more fun, you're going to stick with it more. You're going to have more intent. You're going to be more engaged, and you're probably going to be a lot more consistent in a good way. Because right now you might be consistent in a bad way. You're not training enough. You're consistently inconsistent, and that's not what we want to be. We want to be consistently showing and putting in the work, and I find a lot of this stuff, this unfancy equipment, is going to help you do that. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll talk to you again soon.